Death is terrifying, but the strangest part is how it forces you to face the people you've avoided for the longest time. And flying to Korea to say goodbye to my grandma was an unexpected chance that somehow made space for my family to finally breathe in the same room again after 20 years of silence. Which means my dad and sister, who cut each other off for 16 years,
넌 모습이 옛날 아빠 같은 보기가 거북하다. 아빠라고 그러면 무슨 말이고?
finally let their walls crack open just a bit. And death hurts, but it also brings a healing that nothing else can. And something in our family started to heal. But it all began with a single call that I never wanted to receive.
아니야.
Yeah.
서울 할머니 돌아가셨어.
Huh?
그래서 할머니한테 우리 가봐야 될 것 같아. 할머니 안 일어난다고 엄마한테 전화 왔었어.
Hey guys, so I just took a really hard phone call from my mom. My grandma just passed away in the arms of my dad. My dad's currently in Korea with her, and she breathed her last, so I know it was very traumatic for him. And this is all happening at once, so I can't really process the emotion right now, but one thing I do know for sure is that I gotta book a ticket to Korea for the next available flight. And that means I am reuniting with my whole family that I haven't seen in 20 plus years, like my aunts, uncles, and cousins. And so that's gonna be pretty big. And also, my sister and my dad, who stopped talking for about 15 years now, such a broken relationship. This funeral, they're gonna have to see each other, and that's something I also have to prepare for mentally, because who knows, they might get into a huge fight, and I don't know. I can't think right now. I have to get packing, guys. I'll let this vlog roll as how it is. I can't control what's happening, so I can't even make it have a storyline. So bear with me, guys. I'm gonna take you guys through this journey, and yeah, let's start getting packed. I am not a fan of abrupt flights like this. Thank you, Brandon. Of course. Thank you. All right, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, next Sunday. All right, whenever. Bye. Brandon just dropped me off. W friend. Alright, this is the first meal in Korea. Got seolleongtang. I'm so exhausted. My head was throbbing on that plane. First real meal in 15 hours. Got beef, oxbone soup, some eggs. I swear nothing beats Korean food in Korea. The occasion where we're all meeting up with the family. Yeah, nervous. I'm gonna change into black once I get into the building, but yeah, right now I'm still in my sweats and luggage. Okay. Pretty much this is the funeral outfit. It's very traditional Korean. My mom has the pin in her hair, black dress. This stands for grandson, I think. I'm not too sure. And then the one striped is for the second generation of sons. And then obviously my dad and his uncle and my uncles are the sons of my grandma, so they get 2 stripes, I get 1 stripe. But yeah, it's almost 5 a.m. so gotta head out soon. I'm so freaking groggy. I'm so bloated from I barely got any sleep ever since I landed. So I always grew up jealous of all my friends who had tight-knit families. Where everyone gathers during Thanksgiving and Christmas every year and so intertwined with each other's lives. And every year I look at mine with just me, my mom, and dad sitting at our tiny holiday dinner table, and this wave of shame would always hit me. Why does it feel so empty? And why does it feel like we're not enough? And even though there were good reasons for our family being scattered across the whole globe, I still couldn't shake that feeling like our family was this puzzle that someone forgot to finish. Pieces everywhere, edges missing, like nothing was actually fitting the way it was supposed to. But I didn't realize back then that scattered pieces don't always mean something's broken. Sometimes it just means the puzzle isn't finished yet. And it only takes a little piecing together to finally see the picture that was there all along. One of my cousins found my grandma's old stash, an album book that we forgot about apparently. And it's basically when my sister was younger. It's not me in it, so I don't really care, but no, I'm just joking. 이거 언제인데?
이거 그 유치원 때.
Kindergarten?
킹덤 지훈이 사실 어릴 때 어머님 아버님과 같이 지금 기다려봐.
혹시 어디서 났어?
지금 천이가 갔더니 어머 할머니가 가지고 계셨네.
아니야, 오늘 별로 없네.
그치 다 이건 다 지훈이가 못 모아놨나 봐. 근데 이렇게 아빠랑 젊었을 때
머리 보여.
머리? 아빠 머리 이런 머리야. 3년. 이게 3살 때.
나같이 생겼다.
그렇지.
Looks like me a little bit. But that's her. This is a sleeping situation. All of us on the floor. This is what family bonding is. So cute.
교회 있을 수가 없겠다.
보통 40.
자네 환희가 지금 잡고 있어.
그랬어?
No. Alright guys, so my parents and I are at my sister's neighborhood, and last time my dad met my sister was in the summer, and it did not go too well because, like I said guys, they have like a really terrible relationship. It's been maybe like 16 years since they like cut each other off, so long story short, we're working on mending their relationship. So today was kind of different. My dad's in a good mood because he just left our family reunion, so I think his spirits are up. So he was like, Anya, just call your sister, let's go meet her. And I was like, whoa, this is so different from the past like dad I was dealing with. So we are going to go meet her at her office, and I'm a little nervous. My sister's nervous too. She was like, is he gonna yell at me? And I was like, no, I think he's in a good mood, so we'll see. Huh? Oh, that's a nice jacket.
애들 학생들 데리러 간다고 인사하고 화장실
She brought the husband. Your jacket's better than mine.
Is it?
This-
너무 추워 지금. 근데 오늘 되지 않냐?
Here's the woman of the hour. My dad's in the bathroom. Alright, I need to play a buffer so it's not too awkward, so I will film this, and I have their consent, so it's okay, but I need to play a buffer before it gets the tension too high, so that's why I'm recording it too, guys.
여기 신수분 애들 데리러 가.
Him and his little freaking wolf plushie.
This is my body. No, this is my friend.
Why?
No, why? I don't know.
Emotional support.
Yeah, just my follower. I'm his master, and this guy's master. Kind of my baby.
He needs emotional support.
아빠는 지훈이 아빠야.
So that was a pretty iconic moment between my dad and sister. I mean, even though I personally requested my dad to tell her she is his daughter, and even told my sister to pour my dad a scoop of soup for him, this is still a victory for us. Because before this, there literally was no interaction. So it's ugly, guys. But growth and progress is never pretty and linear, and that's something I'm learning too through my own family. That it's never how we start or even how we progress. The real beauty is in the heart of effort and the desire to change. And that alone will endure through all the ups and downs and all the mess and ugliness. So never give up, guys, and keep your gaze towards the finish line and fight with your heart, because healing is possible, even with a broken family. Bye.
허가고 가라. 그냥 가지 말고.
He hates hugs.
들어가.
He here too. What an interesting dad I have. With this little plushie. 가자. So my mom and I just dropped my dad off back to America, and we're just staying at my sister's place for the time being. I'm currently in her bedroom filming, so this is funny. But that was a lot. What just happened there? I kind of quit filming halfway in because I wanted to have it more private. There's some conversations that are meant to be private, so I turned it off halfway. But did I think it went well? Yes. It's not me being like overly positive or glass half full kind of guy. I think genuinely like that was a big improvement on my dad. Like, he's held a grudge against my sister for past 15 years. Again, I don't want to get into super specific details of the story, but I've told you guys in a different vlog before, but they have such a severed relationship from like past traumas and past things that it's very hard for them to see each other eye to eye. But my dad and my sister being the exact same personality, both very fiery, both very stubborn, both very like headstrong about what they think is right. To see my dad like finally sitting down with her over food and being able to shake her hand, like, I know that seems like kind of like cold and like, not loving, but you guys, my dad grew up in a generation where he didn't even say I love you to his mom or dad. Like, I don't even think he heard I love you from his mom either. It was a generation where they were always fighting for food, and some nights they didn't even have anything to eat. It was just a very like survival mode time. So he doesn't have that like love language, I guess. So him doing that handshake is a really big move, and he doesn't. Guys, he's a dad. Like, I went in for a hug and he like pushed me away. He was like, "Oh, let's do a handshake." Like, he's that kind of a dad, okay? So a handshake still means a lot. Basically, what it came down to was it was my sister kind of just like swallowing her pride and just listening to everything my dad had to say. And even though there was a lot of, I could tell, tension, I started playing a more of a older son role. And I intervened a lot because there were times when my dad started getting a little overly, blaming and pointing faults and things like that. So I was like, okay, let me check my dad. Like, I'm at a stage of my life where I could also be a man about this in my family. And I checked my dad. I was like, Dad, you made the same exact point like 1,000 times just to her. Like, she gets it. Like, move on. I think he respects me now to the point he was like, okay, you're right. And then we moved on. And that was also very like pat on my back moment too. So, but yeah, like overall, like even though he dished out a lot of things that he pent up for the past 15 years, and I get it, like there's a lot of things pent up, but in the end he still shook her hand and told her like, live a good life, like I can't control you. And my sister on her end too, like she didn't really blow up and she didn't try to fight back or counter anything. She just kind of was a bit speechless, but she accepted everything. And I remember I even got a text from her to like tell my dad like a message that like, hey, it's not, she was silent not because she had nothing to say, but because like she just wanted to give him that space to talk because she understands where the hurt is coming from. So it was very both maturing thing to see on my dad and my sister's end, but also on my end because I checked my dad too. I was like, yo, can't mess with me, dad, too. Like, I'm a grown-ass man. I have things to say. My mom was so funny, guys. Like, she was just like trying to laugh off a lot of certain things to like lighten the mood, but I was like, I get what you're trying to do, Mom, but like we gotta have this moment. Like, this is a confrontational moment that we got to have. So that was a lot, but like, who would have thought, guys, that like something that may seem as scary and as like isolating as death, like of my grandma, death, right, would reunite my entire extended family after 20 years, would reunite my sister and my dad after cutting each other off after 15 years. The reunification is so crazy after something such a thing like death that doesn't typically reunite. It's literal separation. Someone just died, passed away from this earth. So it's really, really amazing to see. And this is such a surreal trip. I'm gonna spend some time with my mom now, and hopefully my sister doesn't know that I wasn't here filming. Talking about her. But yeah.